Hello, everyone, and welcome to PCR's January Virtual Transition Times. My name is Melissa Wyman, and I am PCR's Respite Care and Community Engagement Director. I will be your moderator this evening. So please feel free to send any questions or comments in the chat box. Paula, I'm sorry. Gracias. My name is Melissa Wyman, and I am PCR's Respite Care and Community Engagement Director. I will be your moderator this evening, so please feel free to send any questions or comments in the chat box. We are delighted to offer this presentation with American Sign Language simultaneous interpretation. We will also be offering this presentation with Spanish simultaneous interpretation. To access the channel in Spanish, click Interpretation in the meeting controls and select the Spanish channel. Participants in a language channel will hear the translated audio and also the original audio at a lower volume. To hear the interpreted language only, click Mute Original Audio. The English and Spanish language versions will be archived on the PCR website Transition Times page. Please share the recording and upcoming Transition Times programs with your friends and others in the community. It is very important to continue to spread the word about Transition Times so we can continue to better serve our community. I want to give a special thanks to Heidi De Paula, PCR volunteer, and Rita Scheinberg, MC Transitions, for all their help with Transition Times and the dedication to our families and their loved ones. Just some Zoom tip reminders. We are using the webinar platform. We will wait for questions at the end of the presentation, but feel free to submit any of your questions in the chat box below. We're also going to have questions in the end, and I'm actually going to give the ability for someone to speak so that way they can ask their question directly to Andy. Also, click Show Captions to see the captions for the webinar. You must select the speaking language you would like to show. We are very fortunate tonight to have as our presenter Andy Gross, Director of Communication, Maryland Inclusive Housing. Andy?
Hi, Melissa. Thanks for having me.
Of course. All right, let me share your screen. Perfect.
So today we're going to talk about the Assistive Technology Navigator, which is something that's come through Maryland Inclusive Housing, my employer. And this is just, if we can go to the next slide, I'll explain how this came to be. So MIH started in 2020. I've been with MIH since 2021, so not very long, just about 4 years ago, right before the pandemic. And we were launched with help from the DDA with the mission to help people with IDD successfully access, maintain inclusive, affordable, and accessible housing of their choice by creating opportunities, identifying resources, connecting people, and providing services. In short, we wanted to give people an opportunity, people with disabilities and their families, an opportunity to live in inclusive housing homes that they can have as much independence as possible in their lives, so that they don't necessarily have to live in group homes for the rest of their lives. Give themselves an option to do that, and we have community living coordinators who do that. We had 3 goals, and I'll explain how AT Navigator fits into it. Facilitate creation of housing committees in regions or counties throughout the state. Right now, we have 5 of those throughout the state, in Howard County, Montgomery County, Baltimore City, Eastern Shore, Prince George's County. And we talk about everything inclusive housing, everything related to IDD in those regions, so that we can ultimately have the dream that that we have this stemming throughout the state. As I mentioned, we have 3 community living coordinators who work as housing case managers for individuals who are receiving DDA services or are on the DDA waiting list, and they really make the magic happen with MIH. I know some of you are familiar with what they do. They they make it happen. Things that people feel impossible. Well, how are we going to get into this apartment or to this house or the right aids, the right help? Our CLCs, our CLCs make that happen. And last but not least, and this is what we're going to concentrate today, we want to be a information clearinghouse for the DDA, which is something we agreed to do when it started, and is a big part of my job as director of communications for individuals with IDD and their families, for the CCS workers and service providers. And I'll explain that as we move on. Can you go to the next slide, please? So let's talk about the AT Navigator and really how it came to be. Um, when I came in the spring of 2021, there was a previous website. In a moment, I'll show you what our current website looks like. And there was an information clearinghouse. It's intended to be a one-stop shop for any information that Marylanders with IDD would be looking for while searching for independent and inclusive housing. Since then, I believe in the end of 2022, we redesigned our website, we ramped it up, we put a lot more options on there to find, and it's really it's almost, I don't want to say it's intimidating, but it's a lot of information. It truly is a one-stop shop for anything you may need if you're trying to help a family member, or if you're a person with IDD looking for housing on your own within the state of Maryland. So I'm sorry, I came in 2022. I believe I said 2021. Shortly after I came in August, and a lot of you may know this or may have even been at the announcement in Howard County when it happened. Then Governor Hogan announced that Maryland would become a technology first state through a proclamation that he signed. And the state became committed to empowering all Marylanders with disabilities to have access to technology that will help them live, work, and play in their communities. That was something that was really spearheaded by the DDA. And we said, okay, we're going to help you with that next step. And that next, or there's several steps. One of the other steps being the Assistive Technology Navigator. So we went about the assistive technology navigator the same way we went about the clearinghouse, but it made it very specific about it being assistive technology. And we launched that on our website, in our clearinghouse, more specifically, right after Thanksgiving of last year, so 2023. Like I said, is presented in conjunction with the DDA, and Director of Innovation Stephanie Jones had a lot to do with that as well. And this online resource will help Marylanders with disabilities and those who support them navigate the world of assistive technology and services in the state. And these services go well beyond MIH's normal focus on housing services. Again, MIH, we are obviously Maryland Inclusive Housing, but these are also technology pieces that don't necessarily have to do with housing. And I'll explain that as well. And now I think I'm going to share my screen, if that's all right, Melissa, and go into the web portion of that.
I'm going to stop sharing and you should be able to share.
Okay. Here is Navigator. Here is our website, mih-inc.org. And I put this in the chat as well. This is our website, and I will put the assistive technology Navigator.
We can't see your screen, Andy.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me try.
You're good.
Is this good?
Yeah, hold on. It's just taking a second. Now we can see it. Perfect.
Okay, this is our website, and this is where it's all housed. And I put our website in the chat, as well as the direct link to the navigator as well. But up here is all things MIH. What this pertains to now is you hover over housing info, and here is the massive list of options on the clearinghouse. And it really is, it would take you several days, not a week, to get through all of the information. But it's really neat. And you think, okay, I have a question. I have a question about reasonable accommodations. You click on reasonable accommodations in the Know Your Rights section, and everything is in here. let me move this around here. And it talks about fair housing law, additional protections to people with disabilities in sale and rental housing. It gets really wonky, but and you have to look at it carefully. But for in the most part, you can find what you need. Examples of reasonable accommodation, how to make a reasonable accommodation request. It goes on and on and on. And there's also links. It's very collaborative, how to file a complaint. So you click on there and it goes to HUD's website.
Real quick, Andy, they're saying that we cannot see Andy's links to the website. I missed how he got to the navigator from the MIH website. Would you mind showing it a little slower so I can follow along?
Okay.
So
This might be a problem with.
let's see. So right now, okay, so right now we can see your screen.
Can you see? Can you see the box that pulls up when I hover above housing info?
The box, hold on,
Huge
go back.
box.
I don't see a box.
Well, this might be a problem then, because there's a box that hovers over when there's a box that opens up when I hover over housing info.
Okay.
Then that's the assistive technology navigator.
Okay.
Why don't I mean, the best thing, if that doesn't work, then I'll just click on the assistive
He
technology.
said that is showing. Okay.
That is
I
showing.
can see the box. Yeah, they can see the box.
Okay, good. Okay, so could you all see when I clicked on reasonable accommodations? Could they see that? This is not the navigator. This is just the clearinghouse.
Okay.
Can you see
Yes, they
that?
can see that. Yes, they can see it.
Okay, so I'll just continue then. So it's like I said, a one-stop shop, and then you can there's all kinds of links. This specific one, how to file a complaint. So you click on this, and can you see this? This is HUD's site, and HUD will tell you how to file a complaint. So there's all kinds. Let me click off of these. There's all kinds of options that you can go to here. And let me go back, and I'll just do one more. So that's know your rights. I don't know. Staying safe in your home. This is a good one. You click on this. This is a little slow. Or click on this. Maryland Public Housing Authorities, all the information. And you can click on all these links. We have links to most of these housing authorities throughout Maryland. Say you're in Charles County Housing Authority. You click here and it goes right to their website, and they give you all of their information about what's going on in Charles County. So it's really easy to find. So that, like I said, is what we had put together when we redid this website in 2022 as far as the clearinghouse. 2023, we specifically created the Assistive Technology Navigator and figured we're going to make it really the star of the clearinghouse. So that's why at the very bottom, you click here for the Assistive Technology Navigator, or AT Navigator for short. And this is a little prettier to see all the nice fun colors, but it's essentially very, very similar to the way that we put together the clearinghouse. And there's 10 categories: communication, computer access, daily living, phone. You can see them all right here. Very nice to look at. And you're wondering, let's just say you're wondering about computer access. Very big thing. Everybody uses computers in 2024, whether we have disabilities or not. So how do we do that? So there's a brief introduction, and people are like, well, what do people with disabilities sometimes need? Can't always use a mouse. So you can use an adapted mouse. Speech to text, as a lot of you know, is something very big. Screen readers is huge in the developmental disability world. Typing aid, it goes on and on and on. How to get started, Maryland Technology Assistance Program. So you click on that, and it goes back to the DDA's website about that program, MD TAP. anything you need, email, address, information, that kind of thing. A lot of this goes back to DDA, Center for Independent Living. Where are those? It is just a huge, huge resource, and it really can be overwhelming. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I'll do my best. I can't say I've memorized the entire thing, but I can do my very best to do that.
We do have one question.
Yes.
Are these resources restricted for IDD populations or for any?
What do you mean?
So is it are the websites only for individuals with intellectual developmental disabilities or really anyone who like to participate? People with
Anybody.
IDD only. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anybody can participate. I mean, some of these programs specifically, and it all depends on what the program is, are for people with IDD. But yeah, we encourage all friends, family member, anybody who wants to learn more about this. It's
And with
certainly,
any with I think also with any other disability other than IDD?
yeah, I think so. I think definitely,
Yes.
yes. Assistive technology helps a lot of different disabilities in a lot of different ways. I think that's a solid yes.
All right. So can we go to another one? I want to see if we go
Sure.
to memory
Yeah,
cognition.
let me know. Yeah, you tell me, and I'll get you there.
So
So
does all of them have the same format, some examples and how to get started?
correct. Yeah, and they differ in small ways, but for the most part, it's the same format. Some examples, virtual direct support professional, providing reminders, medication, alert systems. I mean, these are things that a lot, I don't know the background of people on the call, but I'm sure a lot of you deal with this every day. Like these are things that we already know, or you may not. I don't know, but um, the purpose is, it's for everybody. It's for professionals. It's people off the street. Like I said, it's for mothers or fathers or brothers or sisters or friends or people who just want to learn up on it, so that they can understand, like I said, their friends, their family members with this developmental disabilities, and help them in whatever way necessary. And a lot of the same links are on some of these pages. MTAP was on another page. Center for Independent Living is on another page. So a lot of this stuff overlaps. Discounts, sales, and services, that's kind of cool. Where can you, that's kind of cool. Where can you find this for less, less money? That's kind of neat. Uh, like I said, it is a lot and it can very well be overwhelming. Is there somewhere else you'd like me to go?
If you want to go back, if you want to, let's see, if we could go to employment.
Sure.
Okay, so to have the help of the community living coordinator help, do we have to be DDA eligible and for residential support, or can we just call and ask them questions? So I think they're asking if they have a question, like specifically like the community living coordinator, if they can call anyway, or they only can call if they are eligible and get services. You might not know that
Oh,
answer.
I'm kind of confused by the question. Can they call who?
The community living coordinator. Heidi, I'm gonna actually have you um speak so that way I can know exactly what you're asking.
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, fine, thank you. Um, the question is like you said, you had three community coordinator, living coordinators, right? Are they helping only the people that are DDA eligible and they are eligible for like residential services? Or can just anybody call and ask them, can you help me navigate this and figure this out and what would,
Yeah, we'll help anybody. Absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely. Now finding housing, that's a different story, but talking about these type of things, that's absolutely, we'll talk to anybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Heidi.
Yeah.
All right. So I wanted to kind of give the floor open to see if anybody has any questions. Andy, I know that everyone's saying how helpful that this will be, especially for a lot of our families that are, kind of on different levels and different stages of their lives. And so this is really nice that there's a place kind of for everyone to start. So we do have a question. I am going to allow Teresa to talk.
Hi, Teresa.
Thank you. Hi, Andy. Great presentation, great website, very easy to navigate, clear and understanding and so forth. I love it. I just am a little confused, only because I've been on the assistive technology site, the Baltimore group, and I guess I'm a little confused. How did this start again? This was a MIH's housing. I'm I'm a client with MIH for my son's services.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm thrilled with the support and services I've gotten so far. Of course, he hasn't gotten housing, but it was lovely to work with Lauren Silverstone, so she's wonderful. But I'm just a little confused. It seems to be a lot of redundancy with resources that are here and the resources that I've seen before on the assistive technology site. Are these different? Are they the same? Are they?
Are you saying, is this the same as other sites you may have seen?
Well, it just seems like assistive technology site itself, the one that you showed earlier in the presentation, you
Yes.
actually clicked on it.
The navigator, this right here.
Um, this navigator is the tool to get around your MIH site and your associated pages. I get that. But you had at one point clicked on a icon, I think, and it took you to the DDA Assistive
Yeah.
Technology Center.
Right.
So I guess I'm getting confused with the terminology. The Assistive Technology Navigator is just for this site and its associated pages, correct? It's not the AT that we talk about with Assistive Technology site from DDA.
No, I mean, it could be called that's a common acronym, right?
Yeah, I think that is right. This is for their page.
Their MIH website.
Yes, and
those
all the
pages
links that
only.
and all the
Okay.
links that they have.
Okay. Because I have friends who are not in DDA but need like motorized wheelchair and those devices that help a quadriplegic. And I would never go here to get that because he's not in the DDA family or services under that umbrella. And when you first started out, I thought I heard you say this was done in partnership with DDA.
It was done in partnership with DDA.
Okay, and that just implied to me, so it's the DDA community of families and community of people, and my friend is not in that community. So it isn't a place I would go to for him, is all I'm saying. But it seems to have some really great resources that he could benefit from, even though he's not in the DDA community.
Of course, yeah, definitely. I would definitely have, him see some of these resources because even though, especially too with the services, with DDA, the variety of services, and even like PCR is an example where, we're not a DDA provider, but we also, have a lot of our individuals that do get DDA services and pay with them doing self-direction. So, I'm sure that there's a lot of other agencies and organizations that are very similar to us.
Thank you.
Of course. All right. Do we have any more questions before we get ready to end? This has been so helpful, Andy. I'm really excited, and I know that Maryland Inclusive Housing has done a lot of things for the housing community in the past couple of years, and I know that it will probably only grow. So.
No, my pleasure, and I'll stay and listen and take questions as long as you like. But just to let you know, yeah, feel free if you have any questions. I left my email address in the chat. Please feel free to email me. If I can't answer your question, I'll find someone that can. One of our board members Daphne Steffen, many of you may know her. She was heavily involved in helping us with content for this, as was DDA. Obviously, it's very content rich. I formatted all of it. I can't say I am not a content expert myself, but there were a lot of content experts, primarily Daphne, that really got this moving.
Okay, let me see. Heidi was saying we all should subscribe to the updates from MIH because, as Andy said, it is growing. So we have had other speakers from MIH come over the past couple years, and we know that it's definitely growing and definitely fulfilling a need in the community. So
thank you for
this
saying
is
that. You can do that several ways. The easiest way is join our community. Join our community here at the very top here in this button. You can also very easily just put your email if you want. If you can give us all your contact information, that would help us for campaigns that we run. But if you just want to simply put your email address and put it in right here at the bottom and hit subscribe, and you'll get all of our emails. And like anything else, sometimes that's once or twice a month. Sometimes that's once or twice a week.
Andy, I don't know if your email went through.
My
Because
email.
I think you said that you put
the
your email
chat?
in the chat. Yeah.
I
So
can
if
put
you
it there again.
just make sure that it's saying when you do it to everyone. So the little chat box.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it goes just to us. So it's
I'll
something
do-
you learn after doing a lot of these presentations.
I'm
So
putting
if
it,
you can put that in the chat, that would be great for everyone.
and I'll also put the navigator URL as
Oh,
well.
perfect.
That way you can bypass everything else, or you can go right to our MIH website as well. There's a host of other information on here as well, so I'll put that in there also.
All right, fantastic. Andy, if you want to stop sharing, I can finish up just with we have a little conclusion, and then because I don't think we have any more questions, let me add my. All right, so thank you, Andy, for your wonderful presentation. Like many people said, we know that MIH is doing a lot of good things and definitely meeting a need. So thank you for all of your work. Also, here is your chance for the February Transition Times to get your questions answered about Social Security disability insurance, SSDI benefits. Who is eligible, how to apply, which medical benefit comes with it, what happens when you go to work, and how to use your safety nets called work incentives that help protect benefits when you work. This webinar is a companion session to our November 29th webinar that talked about SSI and medical assistance. So SSDI is the other primary cash benefit that people with disabilities receive from Social Security. And the rules are significantly different than the SSI rules. So we had some families ask us for this presentation. So we're excited that on Wednesday, February 28th, from 7 to 8, Michael Dalto will be back to learn and to educate everyone on SSDI. So I will put the information in the chat, and also look out for the email that we will be sending to the families as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you. This was a wonderful opportunity. Thanks so much.
Yes, of course.